Good morning, everyone. It's Valerie, otherwise known as Chick Picker. Chick Picker! Picker! How's everybody doing today? I have no idea what day it is. What day is it? Wednesday? I think it's Wednesday. I don't know why I even look at the calendar because, yeah. Anyway, anywho, let me get this chat up. There it is. Good morning, Karen and Ansley. Hope everybody's having a good morning. I kind of did something a little weird today. Other than being on time, I'm actually ahead of schedule, if you can believe that. Yeah, I'm early today. Why not? Tommy always gives me hell because I'm always late, so I've I've decided to turn over a new leaf. But yeah, this morning, so I've been listening to like this. Basically, it's the last 24 hours of certain movie stars, famous people. And so this morning I was listening to the one for Elvis, and so that was really interesting. Just kind of gets me nostalgic, and you know, think about all the things that he went through, and good and bad. I'm sure he had some good times in his life, but I think he lived a rough life. Basically from the time that he was born till the time he died, he just had a rough life. Anyway, hello Bump Crack. Hope you're doing good. Just me. Hello, hello. Hope everybody's doing good this morning. I think I went to bed around 11:30, which is, see, Tommy, now you said that. Now I'm up early. Yep. Usually if somebody says you can't do that, or there's no way you're going to be able to manage that, or that is motivation for me. Um yeah. So I heard a lot of that when I was in respiratory school, and that was, even though, I mean, I didn't have a lot of schooling. I dropped out when I was a sophomore in high school, and I wasn't really smart, but I wasn't intelligent, I guess you could say. Um, but I had drive, and I have the want, the need, the will to get things done. So, morning, Sherry. She goes, "What is up with this early stuff?" uh, he says, "How about?" Oh, Fish and Pickens says, "How about 6 a.m.s?" Nope, you can't do that, right? Well, nobody'd be up to watch me. Everybody be sleeping still, and I'd be on here all by myself, and I wouldn't have all y'all to talk to. So that wouldn't be much of a show. Good morning, Dee. Good morning, Sassy Seller. Good morning, Liz. Sherry says, just watching Tommy and Tracy on the rerun this morning. We're supposed to all tell Bumcrack Picker to get 10 listings up. Bum crack picker. You got to get 10 listings up today. There you go. So, yeah. Oh, Karen says, same here. Just a lot of common sense. Left school at 15. Yep. Yeah, I got married when I was 16. I was 16, and then I think it was like 3 days later I turned 17. And then I was 17 when I had my first daughter, and 19 when I had my second. So started young. Uh-oh, Sarah. I started with Tommy and Tracy, but I slept through the show. Yep, got to get 10 listings. 10 listings, you can do that. That's just get them ready. You know, while you're sitting there, just get them ready and get them started. You got to get it started if you want to get it done. Better get the kettle on crack. I really need to start going to bed early. I need more sleep. I think that's one of my biggest downfalls right now. And I think a lot of the, like when I go to bed, I want to go to bed and go to sleep. I don't want to lay there. I don't want to toss and turn. I don't want to do any of that. So I figure, by 11, I'm getting tired. I'm ready to go to bed, but I need that to be a little bit earlier. I think I would do good if I if I could go to bed around 10:30. Morning, Mike. Man, you're up early this morning. That's great. Look at all y'all. Yeah, I feel like I could focus and get a lot more done if I would be able to sleep, go to sleep early. And I actually like getting up early. Like this morning, I think it was 4:45 when I actually got up, and I was tempted. I almost went back to bed, but I didn't. I just stayed up. And I went through some more jewelry and got some more things up. I found some gold and some silver, and found some things that I need to test for gold, and found a couple of watches that I need to get some batteries for. So it's been a good morning. Everyone's surprised when you get up before noon. Hey there, Tom. Hey, chick picker.
Bart. Bart.
Ringo, come here.
Bart.
Oh my gosh. Going crazy.
Ruff, ruff.
Sally, are you awake?
Ruff, ruff. I've been awake since 5 o'clock this morning.
Man, we woke up around the same time.
But I didn't want to be awake.
Well, why were you awake?
Because I was dying.
You were dying?
Yeah, I coughed my head off for literally like 2 hours.
Oh my gosh.
And was pretty much in the bathroom the whole time. Yeah, and I think I'm gonna call that freaking PA or whatever she is. She ain't no doctor to me.
Yeah.
But tell her that she can stick her little pearl pills up her ass because they don't work with a shit.
How do you really feel about it, Sally?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, that's why the camera's off, Hank, is because I do not look well.
I'm sure you look fine.
I'm sure I look like Medusa. I don't want to cast no stone statues around here.
Little snakes crawling around in
Yeah,
your
I
hair.
do. I feel
yeah.
like I got snakes crawling in my hair.
I'm sorry.
I
You
did
shouldn't.
not do the teeth test on these pearl pills. If I would have, they would be seriously fake.
Oh my gosh.
She said that she couldn't give me my cherry tussin yesterday because I'm on tramadol for my back.
So do you take tramadol all the time?
I'm supposed to,
Okay.
but I don't.
Okay.
So
I mean, you could have just told her.
I did.
Oh, you did.
I did. I told her I don't take it all the time. I take it whenever I need to for my back.
Uh-huh.
And she says, well, the reason why we can't give you cherry tussin is because it's a narcotic. And we can't give you a narcotic with a narcotic. I think they're shitting me because if I was to go to the freaking hospital with pain, which I have in the past, and they've given me, what is that? Morphine? They've given me morphine, which is a narcotic, right?
Yeah, a heavy.
Yeah.
And I was on stuff.
Yeah.
I was on tramadol.
But with being in the hospital, they can monitor your vitals also. I know, that's not what you want to hear, but
okay, then I guess I'm gonna have to go to the hospital and have a stay. That's how I feel about it.
Morning, Mr. Sadie.
I feel like I need to go stay in the hospital for a few days.
Yeah. They're getting so strict with a lot of that. A lot of the medicine that actually works, they're getting more and more strict with it.
And I feel like this is the way I feel. If you're not going to give me what I need, then I'll just go get myself a bottle of whiskey and I'll drink that with the tramadol, and I'm sure I'm pretty much not going to feel nothing.
You ain't going to wake up for a few days, Sally.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to be out and I'll get the rest I need. And by the time I wake up, I won't have a cold no more.
Well,
that's right.
How about that?
But also,
you'll have a hangover though.
Yeah. Yeah. You may not be coughing, you may be throwing up. But I do understand the whole, narcotic, they're being careful.
I understand it too. I understand that there's pill seekers and
Right.
the people that go there just if I wanted something, I'd get it off the street. If I was that if I was that adamant about getting something just for being high or whatever, I'm sure I could find a lot better shit on the street.
Yeah.
But I went to the freaking doctor because I'm sick, and this is what they're supposed to do.
Okay.
They are supposed to be there for me when I'm sick.
Right.
To give me medicine so that I'm not struggling to freaking
breathe,
be on this earth.
Yeah.
I'm struggling to be on this earth right now.
No.
But I'm seriously thinking about running Brandon up to the liquor store.
Oh, God.
Not even kidding.
Well, get some brandy.
Yeah, that's your drink, sister. not mine.
Get you some tequila. Get you some Patron. You'll be feeling all right then.
I'm just gonna get a couple little bottles of whiskey, and I'll make me a hottie toddy with some lemon juice and honey.
That
Mr.
tramadol
Sadie
don't
said
ever
it
help
sounds
me.
like I need a Percocet and a martini. Hey, you know what?
Not a bad idea.
That sounds pretty good, actually.
Well,
See, those tramadols never did anything for me, so I don't know why they call them damn things a narcotic.
I
mean,
know they're really light.
Oh my God, I could take an
Yeah.
aspirin and do better than the damn tramadol.
Yeah.
now when I take a tramadol, it's like I'm out, and I
Really?
don't remember nothing.
See,
Like,
it rocks Valerie's world.
It is
Yeah.
but I don't take a lot of medicine. I don't, so I'm not. I guess when you don't take it and then you take it, your body's just, for me, probably more sensitive to it.
It didn't do nothing. The first
No.
time I took it, it was like, okay, what the hell is this? A Tic Tac? Because I mean, that's about what the effects it did was. Yeah,
Wow.
nothing. Like, yeah. But I mean, they gave it to me for my lupus, and it's just like, okay, that is not even working. Now the Cymbalta they gave me zones me out,
Mhm.
but I quit taking it too because I didn't like the way it made me feel. Like I'll just have to be in pain. Screw it.
Yeah.
I'd rather be in pain than be all zonky.
Yeah, see, like tramadols, they don't mess me up or nothing. They don't even make me feel like really, much anyways.
Right.
But they do help whenever you take them like a couple of days in a row. They do help me with my back and stuff.
Right.
That's the only reason why I keep them around. Other than that, like I don't feel like I'm, I don't think I'm on any other thing that's considered a narcotic.
Yeah,
Sorry.
that's crazy.
Do you have phlegm?
Some, yeah.
Okay. Hmm.
But I don't really want to cough, just so you know.
You need to cough.
Because, well, I know I do, but I am hurting so bad. This is why I need Cherry Tussin.
Okay.
Because it would take a little bit of that pain away.
Well, what about a nebulizer?
I have a nebulizer and I have albuterol.
Maybe some albuterol might help you.
Yeah.
No, I will say this all in a constructive way. But when you're taking something, so don't bash me. But so when you get in your mind that this is the only thing that works, this is the only thing that helps. This is it. That that's the only you block out everything else that could potentially help. So maybe, that pearl that you were taking, maybe it's going to work, but it's going to take some time to work. You probably got some inflammation in your lungs. You got some phlegm in your lungs.
I don't have much time left, sister.
Things are irritated. What do you mean you don't have much time left?
My chest cannot take much more coughing because I am in such bad pain with every time I cough.
Right.
I'm having to hold myself.
Right.
Pretty much. And I'm thinking about having Brandon wrap me in an ace bandage because it hurts so bad.
Yeah.
You just have so much irritation from all the coughing. That's probably why you're so
well, I feel bruised.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
It'll irritate though, that chest lining and that.
And with the irritation, that can also make you not take deep breaths. I think you need to be on that nebulizer. I think she should have put you on that nebulizer. So I would take a couple of treatments today, at least. Just saying. So, and now she's mad at me.
Yeah, that pneumonia.
I don't want to hear it.
No, I'm not. I'm coughing my head off.
Okay.
Yeah, the nebulizer will probably help open the airway up too a little more.
Oh,
so
yeah.
If it does cough, it'll get some of that stuff out of there.
Yep.
I mean, at least try it for just to see if it'll help.
Yep.
Do a few treatments but
Open you up.
mhm.
I will. I promise.
Okay.
Mess.
But I have to go to work today at 3, so.
Oh,
If you better call your ass out and tell them you ain't coming in, you dead. Tell them you're dead, you can't come in. Sorry, somebody else gonna have to cover for you. Don't make me call up there at work for you, Sally Ann.
oh, Sally don't.
The
Sally don't
doctor
call
gave
out.
me. The doctor gave me a note for work, but it
Oh,
was
she
for
did?
yesterday.
Oh,
That,
well, that
that
dumbass.
doesn't help me on my day off.
Oh,
No.
Jesus.
No,
Hmm.
no. You need to say I need about 3 days off.
Yeah, you need to call back up there. She needs to get you another day off and have Brandon go get it because
Yes,
you
yes.
can't get better if you are working yourself to damn death.
No.
You're gonna have to rest to get better.
Yep.
I always tell them to give me doctor's note and I just hand it to Marcel, so I'm good. Like here, doctor said I could take off.
Yep.
So that way
Bye.
he can't fuss at me. I'm going to bed. Bye, see you. Although I really just don't need a doctor's excuse. I just go to bed. Screw you. I don't care. Kiss my butt.
Oh my gosh. An enema for the lungs. They have one. They have a bronchoscopy. You go in
What?
and- yeah,
Mm-mm.
basically, it's an enema for the lungs. They go in and they squirt some saline in your lungs. But I mean, it's a medical procedure. They have to put you out. They have to, but they'll go in and they'll clean you out.
No, I'm good. Yeah, you'd have to put me out for that. You can forget that.
Yeah. No, thank
I
you.
had Brandon do CPT.
Good. That's good too.
Hey, still your idea, Hank.
That's a good thing too.
So you should have been a doctor, Hank. You could have come up with all these ideas. They would have stolen from you. Hey, JoJo.
Yeah.
Mess.
Oh, but yeah, I was doing the final 24 on Elvis Presley this morning, and so I was watching that. And then there was, do you guys remember Geraldo Rivera?
Mhm.
So he did this big investigation on after Elvis died and everything. He did this pretty big investigation on did he die of natural causes, or did he die of a heart attack, or did he die of a medical overdose, basically? And I think the end result was that they found out that he had like 25 different medications in his body.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that scares me. Like when Sally's talking and she says, I need that syrup. But if you have the syrup and the tramadol together, potentially that could depress your respiratory, and you're going to slow down your breathing, and potentially you could die. So,
Yeah, well, I'm not stupid.
Well, I understand that.
And I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't be on the tramadol if I needed the stupid cherry tussin.
Yeah, but the tramadol is still in your system is what
I
they
just know
worry
that cherry
what they
tussin
worry
works
about.
for me.
Well, so that's what they worry about, it being in your system, Sally, and it could react even still being in your system. And there's so many lawsuits these days with the death of the narcotics and overprescribing. Yeah. They're getting way too careful when people are suffering. So, I mean, it's not, I wouldn't take it personally. I mean, it's just something that they're just kind of scared of now.
Well, now they have to be scared of the whiskey.
They can't be scared of what they don't know.
Oh my gosh. that was quite interesting, I thought.
Yeah, and it's all these people that like do these drug overdoses and take all this freaking shit together, you know, that make it hard for anybody that wants to just have a little bit of relief.
Yeah.
You know, and it sucks.
Yeah. Joanna says she did 13 pint jars of tomatoes that she
Ooh, that
canned
sounds
yesterday. Mr. Sadie. I have several pains in my ass while I'm at work. Any suggestions?
Don't go back to work.
That's it.
good.
It's a
Are
great.
you talking about coworkers, or are you actually talking about pains in your ass, Sadie?
I would guess coworkers.
Either way, just don't go back.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's easy to say unless you're making $1,000 a day like Sadie does at work.
It's
Well,
true.
that's true.
It's true. So I didn't get my car yesterday.
Why not?
So I guess the guy, I went there about 1:30, just drove by basically to see, how it was coming along. And he had ordered the alternator, but he ordered it, I guess there was like two different kinds, and he ordered the lower amp one, and he needed he was like flabbergasted when I drove up, because he's like, I put it in and then let it run, but the air conditioning kept cycling on and off. And he said, I can't figure it out. I don't know what's going on. So I was like, okay. And he goes, well, give me a little bit and I'll call you and let you know what's going on. So he calls and he says, so I put the one with the lower amp in, and that's why the air conditioning was cycling on and off. And he said, so I gotta order the higher amp one because your car is fully loaded, and that'll be in tomorrow. And I said, okay. And he goes, and you need a battery. I'm like, I said, why do I need a battery? And he goes, well, because you have a bad cell or something. And so I was like, okay. So it ended up being one more day and $100, $120 more than what he said it was going to be. So,
Well, yeah.
That happens.
Speaking of Elvis, look, Valerie, we found the storage locker.
Ooh, I love it.
It's a little book.
That is so awesome.
We found even a little Elvis dress, but we also found some older postcards.
Oh, wow.
Not even used.
So cool.
And we found all kinds. Yeah, I guess they liked Elvis too, because they have a good little bit of Elvis stuff. I'm gonna have to lot up. There's some little Elvis dress too.
Lot it up and let me know what you want for it. I'll buy it.
Okay. I said I may already have a buyer for that one.
There you go.
All kinds of stuff. Oh Lord.
Hey, the Juju worked yesterday. Thank you. These sold.
Oh, they did?
Yay.
Yeah, I took an offer of $70 plus shipping.
Very cool.
I like those. Those things are cool.
That's awesome. Good job.
So
Yes, the Juju did work yesterday because I sold 2 suitcases that I got out of the dumpster for $175.
Woohoo!
whoop, whoop.
Telling you, you need to start bottling that shit up, sister.
Morning, Tom.
Good morning. How are y'all?
Hey, Tom.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
Good morning, Sally. Good morning,
Hey, Hickory Springs.
Todd.
We got a
I'm like, you really
different
don't want me
time.
to answer
Is
that.
that Kathy
do you?
in there too? Hey, Kathy.
Hey, I was like, you gonna just leave me out? Fine, be that way.
I didn't see you. I had to scroll. She's using this other little crazy ass thing she's got going on there.
What?
Don't make me have to come over there to North Carolina and get you, Tom.
My layout has a big screen at the bottom with whoever's talking on it, and then above it, all the little blocks with.
Oh,
everybody.
really?
The screen.
Let's see if we can do that.
Let me see if I can get rid of that.
Let me
It's probably
see.
Tom, on Tom's side.
I just did. It was on my side. I'm sorry.
Hey, Hickory Springs.
Exit.
I'm not in the mood this morning. So, Kathy, you've got to start letting Marcel make decisions on these bins that y'all buy, you know.
No, Marcel don't do that. I make whatever decisions I want to.
That
He'll
was
tell
you know, you've got a whole bunch of stuff to go through.
I might have about 8 videos by the time I'm done.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
fine. That'll be giving you some content.
Oh yeah, that's about it. Wear me out.
That's crazy. So you get a lot of stuff in there?
Oh yeah, it's a 10 by 15. It's it looks like it's like his mother's stuff and some of his kids' stuff from like the 90s. And then we got some pictures. They look like old passports from like the 1800s and 1900s, pictures and weddings and stuff like that from Argentina.
Wow.
Yeah. So we got a lot of stuff in there. It's just trying to go through it, piece it all together and figure out what's worth. But we had found like an old viewfinder with a bunch of reels.
Uh-huh.
Over 1,000 1999 to 2000 Pokemon cards that I'm having to go through.
Whew.
Games. I found some jewelry. We found some silver and a few rings and some gold and stuff, but just trying to figure out all of it and put it all together. But we ended up finding about $32 actual dollars in money. We found a $10 bill and a bunch of change, so we made about $32 already.
Cool.
That's good.
That's always a good thing.
I'm like, we never find money. I'm like, yes.
Never say never now.
I know, right? But he actually kept the paper from when the towers got hit. It was the Miami Herald, but it's in pristine condition. And then he has a picture, I guess when they went to go visit New York, of the actual tower still up.
Wow.
So I was like, oh, wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, it may not be worth a lot of money, but it's just the interesting factor to see, you know, the different things from his eyes, you know, from what they went to go visit. But we went on cruises. We've been to Venezuela. Let's see, we've been at rock concert. All the time I go through all of his pictures. I've had a whole tour.
Do you have any tees, t-shirts, rock the concert tees in there?
No, well, he had one that's signed. We got to figure it out. But he has backstage passes from Foghat. A bunch of the older bands when they were younger, back in the 70s, that they had signed the backstage passes that they had from the rock concert. So it don't hurt to look them up, but it's just interesting to see a lot of it.
Cool.
But it's pretty cool, but it's older stuff. It's just 70s, 80s, and 90s stuff. And like I said, a bunch of the old, I mean, just beautiful pictures. So cool to see, but a lot of their history, I can't read any of it, but because it's in Venezuela, I'm like, oh. And then they had some Venezuela money that it was 35 pieces of the money that looked like there's never been. She put it in an envelope and just left it there. I mean, it's probably not worth anything, but it's all in, series. It's from, I think, like 36 to whatever it is, and it's 33 pieces of them.
Do you know who's on the money?
It's some president. It's from 1935.
Okay.
We found out.
It's probably not good because is it Chavez that was the dictator not too long ago?
No, this is an older one.
He probably had his face on all the money then, so That's probably not even. You probably couldn't even go to Venezuela and spend it if you wanted to now.
No, right? We weren't nothing. I'd owe them money. And we looked up the exchange rate. If we went and got face value on it, it'd be like 88 cents, but I mean, if anything, I'd keep it. We found some old silver dimes that are actually silver.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm keeping those, Todd.
Good.
And I found like one of those, he has a New York Tower silver bar that
Oh, wow.
I saw that.
I'm going to keep that too. So
Was that 925?
Yeah.
I thought you had to pop up on the screen saying it was 925.
Yeah, it's either 925 or I think so. I have it somewhere. But I'm
Who made
keeping
that,
it.
like Franklin Mint or Hamilton Mint?
I think it's that. Hang on a minute. Let me go get it real quick. It's just right over here. Oh my golly, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Mr. Sadie says, Sally, I have your prescriptions ready. Smoke a fatty. Get 1 large box of Captain Crunch with milk. Watch 3 Stooges marathon and call me in the morning.
Is she sick?
Yeah, she's
Still
sick.
sick.
Sorry.
She's been sick for about 5 days now. I think
She's
she said
still
since
working?
Saturday. Yeah. Well, she's had 2 days off. This is her second day
Oh.
off. She goes, or actually yesterday was her second day off. She goes back to work tonight or this afternoon. So.
Madison Mint.
She might need to have to pass on that if she's.
Todd.
Yeah, a lot of companies did silver art bars back in the day.
Yeah.
It's a Troy. It looks like a Troy ounce bar.
Cool.
I got one around here. I think it's fake.
Let's see. We got pictures like old pictures like that.
Yeah. Huh.
Some even older than that. And then this is that. Is that Argentina money?
Yeah, looks like me back when I had hair.
I know, right, Todd? That's what I was thinking. I was like, you look at Todd, but I got like a whole bunch of them. But
cool.
Cool.
I said, even if it's just 88 cents, it's just the cool factor of it. So it was actually kind of neat to see it.
Well, it might be worth, to a collector, it might be worth something because I'm sure every time they've changed dictators down there, they've had their picture plastered on all the money instead of, somebody from a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's just neat to see it just as far as, the neat factor of it, and all the different pictures.
I remember George Washington telling me he was just tickled to death about being put on the $1 bill because that's the one that everybody's going to be looking at.
I can believe that.
Hey, Sally.
Woo.
Damn. My boss just asked me if I could work afternoon shifts for the rest of the week instead of night shift.
Well.
Thank you, Ainsley.
Which means it sounds like that one girl was out.
Sounds like it.
Who's going to cover your shift?
The new guy.
Yeah, the guy I just trained.
Yep.
Goodness.
Throw him into the pan.
Mm-hmm.
It's one way to get trained.
That's right.
He'll either sink or swim.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Shows them what you're made of.
That's right.
Mr. Sadie says thinking about applying for a $500,000 PayPal loan. They keep asking, so what the hell? Oh my gosh.
If you get it, can I get a loan from you?
There you go.
With a lot lower interest rate, like 0.
A good question. Everybody coming out of the woodwork.
Mhm.
Mr. Sadie, he won the lottery, so
We were watching. It's been some time ago. We were watching. This attorney on YouTube talk his specialty is, helping lottery winners. We watched this back when it got up to $1 billion and something dollars, and he said first thing is don't tell anybody, don't tell your mama, don't tell your daddy, don't tell nobody that you won.
right.
And if you live in a state that you can keep it secret who won, like South Carolina, you don't have to declare who you are. I mean, you have to declare to collect the money, but you can have it fixed so that
Anonymity.
So
yeah,
it's
nobody knows who you are. Or you
right.
can buy it. You can buy it in a trust, the name of a trust or something of that sort, to do it like that, because you will have 40-second cousins coming out of the woodwork with bad luck stories.
Yep.
So
Yep,
we buy all our tickets in South Carolina because you don't have to declare it.
Yeah.
You can buy it in a trust.
Oh,
We're only at 2, Todd.
yep. But we're doing okay. My mother-in-law, she said, just take the car home. I can get it tomorrow. I felt bad because usually on Wednesday she does her grocery shopping, and so I was like, I just didn't want to mess up her day or whatever. But yeah, she insisted, so I
Look at
did
there.
it.
I'm already. I cleaned off my desk and I found my watch.
There you go.
I've been looking for that thing.
But yeah, not anything. I think I got a couple of sales going out today, but nothing crazy. Things have been down. Sales have been down. Damn, man, I'm gonna have to go get me a job.
Forget that.
I know I don't want to, but geez.
Kathy, Kathy, we feel for it, don't we?
Yeah, I'm not getting a job. You forget it.
Because Marcel and Roberta both have jobs.
Right.
Thank God. I can go back out in the world again.
I understand. I tell myself that all the time. Nope, you can't do that. That's not allowed. There's no quitting.
I'd be fired in a heartbeat.
There's no crying in baseball.
I love that movie.
Yeah, DoorDash.
Oh.
I still would probably be fired from that myself too.
You know what? I would do that if I lived in an area that had that. They just don't. They don't have that around here. It's just not. I mean, the nearest fast food place is 25 miles.
Wow.
The nearest McDonald's is 25 miles from here. Yeah, I live in the middle of nowhere. Literally. So yeah, that wouldn't work out. But, and that was something that I was thinking, maybe when I get to Texas, that might be an option.
Mm-hmm. That or Uber.
Yeah. But, right now it's just, I got a list. I got to keep the momentum going, and hopefully that'll do something for me. And
Valerie give you a job on one of her trucks.
Trucks.
Yeah, her HVAC trucks.
No. I can barely climb under my crawl
That's where
space, change the thing filter. Yeah.
I bet you that's where Lance is. Lance works for Valerie,
Oh, maybe.
and you've got to go down there and go to work on a truck with him.
Oh, yeah. That's probably not going to work out very well. But man, it's just getting crazy.
I got this little heart-looking thing. It's came off. It had a little tiny chain go through it. I don't know if you can see it or not.
Yeah, it's a pendant.
Okay, and it says 10K something on the back of it, and I can't tell what it says.
Okay.
And I got to find my little loopy doopy.
Ow.
Your little looper.
Yeah, let's see what it says. It looks like it says silver, but that you don't have 10K in silver.
Huh?
It's probably the generic form for some. I mean, not the generic, the scientific name for some kind of man-made metal.
Let's see.
Well,
Mr.
yesterday. Go ahead.
Mr. Sadie said, Valerie, Uber is pretty good, friend. I signed up last year and took about 20 trips to see how it was, and I did good. Huh. Yeah, I've heard really good things about Uber. Uber and Lyft. And I would definitely be up for doing that kind of thing. The door dashing and all that.
Yeah, you have to do what you have to do.
That definitely may be an option once I get. Kind of convenient, I have a van already, so. Yeah, we'll just have to see how things go. Still trying out a few different things here and just trying to find my thing. Find my groove, I guess you could say. It'll all work out the way it's supposed to.
Yep.
I just need to find a nice rich man.
Ka-ching, ka-ching, ka-ching.
I'm afraid if I hold my breath, though, I'll die. Yeah, probably not worth that much, but man. Yeah, I need to be in a city of some sort. Yeah, I agree. And I will be. I mean, the city of Lockhart, that's not huge, but it's big enough, and it's close enough, to a bigger city where I can, drive there in 10 minutes or whatever. But I mean, here in this town, we have a bank, we have a post office, we have a cafe. There's no stores in town, no stores whatsoever. The only thing we have to, if you wanted a pop or a Coke, we have a Coke machine on Main Street. You can go down there and get you a Coke out of a machine, but that's as close as.
Man, they don't even have those in Sin City, a Coke machine. You have to go find a little man standing on a corner somewhere.
No, they have a Coke machine. But it's crazy. That's crazy.
Nikki. She's unmuted herself.
We the good thing about yesterday being with Roberta running around at all the doctor's office was her transplant doctors told her she didn't have to go in and give blood every month now. She can go every 3 months.
Oh, good.
So yeah, that is good because that was about $1,000 a pop every time she did that.
Right.
Morning, guys.
Hey, Nikki, how are you?
I was sitting here talking to you guys on mute. Sorry.
Just talking.
Well,
I did that yesterday. Talking all the way, and y'all were being rude, not answering me.
I know, right?
Talking right over you, huh?
Yeah.
We just
Well-
don't give a crap what you say, huh?
I think we've done that long enough where we kind of know that,
Yeah.
you know, if people are talking over you, more than likely you're
Check
on
your
mute.
button.
Well, not necessarily in my case. I don't
Well,
get a word in edgewise.
well, yeah. You're a
Oh, did you-
special case though, anyway.
I
So
know.
Did you
Come
sell
on.
your swans?
I did. That juju from Valerie gave out at the end of the show yesterday. It worked. I sold $200 worth of stuff.
Nice.
These swans went for 70 plus $5 shipping.
Awesome.
sweet.
Those sure are pretty. I knew those sell pretty fast. Those are pretty.
And then Sally sold her suit, her Samsonite suit for 175.
Bless you, Tom.
So
Thank you.
she did great.
I know that
Hi,
was-
everybody in the chat. I don't have the chat up, but hi. I was coming on to say that you need a sugar daddy.
Yeah, that might be an option. That might work.
You'll think about it if the opportunity arises.
Yeah, it's a good possibility.
Go down there to Texas and find some of that oil money.
Hmm. Sure enough.
Or just go full blown lot lizard.
Yeah, no, don't do that.
I ain't gonna do that.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I don't want somebody's sloppy seconds.
Oh God.
Fifth or sixth or whatever else.
I'd
Never
rather
mind.
not.
I'm sorry I brought that up.
Yeah.
Erase.
Yeah.
Erase.
Back up.
Mhm. Backspace.
Delete.
Hmm.
I used to have a window cling on my truck. Then it was a lizard with lipstick and a slinky dress on. And I mean, the lizard looked like it was rode hard and put away wet. And it had a circle around it with a line through
There you go. Hey,
it.
gotta figure out some way to keep them away. I would think.
But being a woman, they still wanted to come into my truck too. They didn't care.
I get careless.
Uh-huh. That time I told him, I said, well, my husband's in the truck stop. Oh, I'll do him too. Weirdos.
Okay, yeah, no.
I was like, go away.
Yankee booty. Somewhere else.
I was trying to be polite. Now you just need to go.
Yeah. Get on out of here. Yeah.
Oh.
I feel like I'm gonna need a nap.
Me too.
I've been up since
I got up.
4:45.
I got up with Roberta. She got dressed. I took her stuff, made her lunch, took her stuff out to the car. She left off. I got me a cup of coffee, sat down in my recliner, and was going to sit there and drink my cup of coffee and eat my peanut butter toast.
How'd that work out for you?
And then I was gonna get up and get to work. The
Uh-huh.
next thing I knew, Sergey was passing through the den about 10 minutes before I came online.
You were caught red-handed. Get up. Get to
I
work.
I was not in. I don't know. I just couldn't get going this morning.
Yeah. I suppose it
You take-
happens.
You take good care of all your people. You should be able to sit down and relax and have your coffee and toast.
It's
I'll
true.
tell you what. I'm ready for him to start taking care of me.
Well, or heck, better yet, just let them take care of themselves.
Yeah, that's a good one right there.
That's hard to do.
That is a novel approach right there, honey. I need to.
I'm done. I quit.
Once you've spoiled them all, it's really hard to get them to.
It's true. I would say.
And you worry about them and all this kind of stuff. I was talking to one of my friends, and his son's like 35, and he's like, I still worry about him.
Sure.
And I'm like, 35, he's supposed to start taking care of you not too much longer. What do y'all do?
Like, it's really nice to be close to our kids too.
Okay, I'm trying to do something here. We need to move on. Here, that one.
Morning, Roxy.
She's like, good morning, Aunt Nikki.
She needs her TV time. What are we up to now? 3
See,
or
there's a camera
4?
over there. And I get down there and lay on the blanket.
She's not going to stay down there.
No,
She's gonna irritate the daylights out of me today.
you don't ever stay down there.
The
Mr. Sadie.
The eBay CEO resigned? What?
What?
Tessa,
What?
or is it for real? My God, he should have. Because in 2 weeks, I was coming to see him.
Well,
I was going to be over in Utah. I was going to go visit him.
there you go. He knew you were coming. He said,
That's-
I'm out of here, boys. I'm out.
I'm leaving.
I don't want to be around when she gets here.
I'm telling you, I've been working my eBay like a little hooker on a good side of the street. And it ain't even working right. I had good real estate too, man.
Oh, she said it's it's all over the boards in the last half hour. Holy schmackers.
What is that?
That the CEO of eBay resigned.
You should have.
The sky's falling now, for sure.
But he was the one that wanted to make it like Amazon. He was the whole push behind all of that because he wanted more money for his pocket.
Wow.
Bye.
Can't say that I really blame him.
Well, I mean, I can't either. But when you're hurting your sellers, that are, the ones that are your bread and butter, and that's the reason you have that whole site up. I mean, you're gonna lose something somewhere.
Yeah.
Right, Sherry. Rockstar's working on the videos.
Oh, I'm sure of it.
I'm
I'm
sure
sure
everybody is.
I'm sure of it.
We'll
He'll
hear
be all over that.
That and everybody else.
Well, he must have done something wrong, and they asked him to leave, and he probably, they gave him the option to resign.
Probably.
They've had so many damn problems that people are probably getting tired of people. God, I'm gonna pass out, bending down to pick up these keys. They're probably tired of being bitched at all the time by sellers, and because all you got to do is go buy one share of eBay stock, and that gives you the right to bitch at everybody in the C-suite.
Yeah.
Right.
Mr. Sadie says, wonder if he needs work. I need help cutting grass today.
Dang, Mr. Sadie, how many
Oh,
jobs
my
do you
God.
have?
So, yeah, we got something else to look forward to here. Ansley said Devin has been so focused on his boardship at, what is that? GMC. Boardship at GMC, that he didn't focus on eBay like he should have. And Liz says, I have one share of eBay stock. Well, there you go. You can be our voice.
Yeah, call them and bitch at them. Okay, everybody, find out when the next stockholder meeting is, and everybody, we're going to have a GoFundMe, and we're going to send our representative. We got to help pay for her room and her airfare to wherever it is, so she can go out there and just bitch like hell.
So I was reading that comment that Ansley said, and when it said GMC, I was like, board the ship at Grandma Magic Classic? That don't make no sense at all. Anyway, oh my God, I'm a
Yeah.
dork.
Valerie, I wouldn't even admitted that.
Huh? What?
I wouldn't even admitted that.
Well, I
Yes,
did.
you would.
I did, because it was hell. If it made me laugh, I figured it'd make y'all laugh too. I'm a dork. I know it.
And I'm the one who told you all the story about me peeing on my foot. So
Well, that's true. This is true.
You got to admit this is some good video. I mean, good shows here.
Nah, he's still there. It's just a glitch. That's
yeah,
with eBay.
That's a
there you go.
We just got him tied up in the back here.
Poor Bumcracker
That's-
was supposed to get 10 listings done today, but now eBay's gonna be, or YouTube's gonna be on fire. He ain't gonna be getting nothing listed.
Oh,
man.
come on now. You got to get ready for when it lets loose. It's going to let loose, and man, you're going to get all the sales.
That'd be insane.
Just keep it going. Keep it going.
Bumcrack is in the UK, isn't he?
He is.
Mhm.
He's upon time.
Do you Bumcrack, do you sell a lot to the United States, or do you sell a lot to the continent, or do you just primarily sell to other people in the UK? I can't see the chat side.
Hey,
If
we-
you said-
I'll look for his comment.
I mean, I've always been curious about that.
I should go make a video and be the first one to announce it.
There you go. Good morning, Glenn. Swamp Pickers in the house.
Morning, Glenn.
That's right, Hank. Can't sell if it ain't listed. So big, get your butt in gear. That's right.
Nikki, what are you doing today?
um,
Are you hauling gravel? Are you mowing lawns or pushing snow? Or
I'm actually planning on doing some eBay.
oh, really?
You got a fever or what? You need to get you some of that cherry tussin that Sally's asking for, or some whiskey.
See, I didn't even have that in the daggum list of things that you were doing today.
Yep. Yeah, Sherry says Tom be asking questions to the chat and can't see it.
You ain't even got it up. What the hell? We'll fire you, Tom.
Cut me loose. Cut me loose. You better make sure I can go get unemployment.
There's our stupid
What's the E word?
eBay.
eBay.
Oh.
But seriously,
Wait,
did the CEO quit or get fired, whatever?
They said he resigned. They're not going to tell you if he got fired.
You know, I
Has
think
he
a lot
been
of
there?
people. What was the
Huh?
chick name that ran eBay for a while? She
Who,
ran-
what?
The
Never
chick
paid
that ran
attention.
eBay for a while.
I don't know.
Did she
Never
run,
paid attention.
wasn't she the one that ran for president against Republican Party last time? Excuse me. Hey,
I don't think so.
Google. Oh, they got her unplugged. I forgot. Anyway,
Well, type it in on your computer and figure it out.
I can't. I got too much going on here.
Okay.
It's not that important. But
Okay.
anyway, I think here's what Big Daddy thinks. I think people think this is going to be a piece of cake. All it is just a big old website where people buy and sell crap, and then they get in there and they find out there's a lot more to it than that.
Well,
'Cause
sure.
Those damn sellers are a bunch of
Julie-
irritable old people.
Julie said Meg Whitman.
Meg Whitman, that's it. It didn't do too good. I mean, it really hasn't done very well with any of them.
Really, Sherry? You think he does?
Who's that?
She says, I think Rockstar secretly watches the Daily Hustle. That's all right.
What's the Daily Hustle?
This show.
Oh,
the
this
show
guy.
that you are currently on.
It looks like you like, who? What are you talking
Wow.
about? This
I
show?
thought this was. I
Are
thought
you-
this was the. It is the
Are
Picker
you
Daily
on
Hustle.
Earth? Are you
Tommy.
on Mars?
What was in that coffee this morning you were drinking?
I know.
It's like, well, see, it's usually I refer to it as not the Daily Picker Hustle or whatever it is, and that's the reason it kind of confused
Oh
me.
my gosh.
I was confused.
Tessa says Rockstar's video is already up.
Oh.
Man, he was quick on that.
Oh yeah, he's quick on the draw.
He likes to be the first one.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah, Tessa, that was a really good that was a good laugh. Mhm.
Elsie says, bye, Tom.
Yeah. Time for you to step down, buddy. No.
She won't
Mr.
cut me loose. She won't cut me loose till after after the first of the year. She's got that 15 weeks of vacation that she's got to take, you know.
Yeah.
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 She
Yeah, what's
can't
in
get rid of
Tom's
her.
coffee this morning? He's hitting the brandy early.
Man,
Oh God, I
Man.
wish.
he's got some of that margarita salt in his blood today.
What is that? Like number 15 already?
I think so. Just leave that baby up there. She was more entertaining and she knew what show she was on.
I know.
It's okay, Tom and Tom. We got to keep you and Todd on here so I can. Oh.
Yeah, but if not, Men's Lives Matters will be marching in front of Valerie's house in Kentucky.
Hey, there you go. Yep, he's already got it up.
Ma'am, why do you not have any men on your show? Because
That's
I
crazy.
can't even remember what hell show they're on.
Yeah, he got it up. It's 10 minutes ago. He posted the video. eBay
He
CEO.
does watch the show because about 10 minutes ago we started talking about it. So he's like, oh shit, them ladies are going to put a video up. I better get it up.
Yep. Yep. So Bum Crack Picker, in response to your question, Tom, he said, I used to have GSP for about a year, then stopped. But since I started it again in January this year, I sell mostly in the UK, but I do have regular GSP sales to USA, Australia, and Europe. There you go.
Thank you.
So
I,
yeah,
you know,
Mr. Sadie said resigned in quotes.
Yeah.
We feel like you deserve to move on to something else.
Yeah. That's what I said. I think it was a
Time for
a mutual decision.
yeah, time for you to go.
no, I want a job where I can cause a company to lose hundreds of millions of dollars a year and still make $50 million a year. You know, I want a job like that. Because if that's the case, if you know, they make all this big money and the companies they're managing lose money. I mean, I don't consider myself a business person of that type, of that quality, but shit, I can lose $100 million with, or $1 billion with the best of them. And then
I'm
when they
wondering what.
go ahead, Nick.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I'm wondering what that means, that he's stepping down because the company continues review of potential sale of assets.
Maybe
I
Posh
don't know.
is getting ready to buy eBay.
Maybe.
There you go.
You know, if they just
I
get,
don't see that.
if
No.
they would get back to just get back to the basics, leave stuff alone, get things fixed,
Yeah.
leave it alone,
But that
And
ain't never gonna happen.
and let eBay be eBay and not try to be Amazon.
Yeah.
Ain't never gonna happen.
Because by
They-
God, Amazon has enough of their own problems.
Thing
The
is
last
they want to change. They want to change stuff because other people are changing stuff.
Yeah.
They want to keep up with what is going on.
Yeah.
And and they feel like that the only way that they can change enough is just to keep rolling out these new things, these
Yeah.
new inventions, they call them, or whatever. And but basically they're taking them from other platforms. And it's kind of it kind of mimics what my company is doing at the store, because what they do is, instead of upgrading their systems and stuff, or their people that fix the techie stuff, they will buy all these other companies and buy out these other gas stations and stuff, and then they won't upgrade the ones that they have.
Right.
So it's kind of the same kind of shit,
Well, we're always telling people you got to change with the times. You got to move forward. You got to, if it's not working, fix it, change it, whatever. So, I mean, they're just doing what we're telling everybody to do. We tell everybody you got to do that. You got to, if your sales are down or whatever, you got to fix it. Go do something different, or, get those sales coming in. Well, they're doing the same thing.
That picture's old if it says Olsa Bills on it.
That's right.
That is me,
What?
1992.
Why aren't you
Oh, wow.
smiling? You're like, get me out of here. Get
What
me
was
out
that
of this
picture
monkey
for?
suit.
Just a picture.
Get me out of this.
1992.
Get me the hell out of this monkey
1992.
suit, because I am not comfortable. This thing is
A friend of
choking
mine,
me.
I happened to run into a friend of mine. My mom wanted me to get a picture made.
I was a
Because
sophomore
my
in high
last
school.
one was when I was in high school or something like that. And so I contacted a friend. I mean, I didn't contact him. I was going through a grocery store and I ran into a friend of mine that had a tuxedo rental business. And I said, I got to go get it. I said, I got to get a picture made for my mom. He says, well, come by. I've got some tuxes that I'll loan you to go get the picture made. So I did, and I had it pictured, and I just didn't like the ones I was smiling. I didn't like. So I had this grumpy old man look going on here.
So, I mean,
That's funny.
if you needed a picture taken, why didn't you just get somebody to use a camera? And
because in that days it cost as much to have have a roll of film developed that it did to go to Olin Mills.
And why did you need a tux?
Because he said I got one that you can rent. I mean, not rent, you can borrow. So why the hell not?
Okay.
It was for his mother. He wanted to look nice.
I did. And
Fishnet
my mom still
Pickens
has that.
says, you went to prom in 1992?
I went to prom in 1992.
Oh my gosh.
Kiss my ass, all of you.
I went
I said I was a sophomore in 1992.
I went to my
1976 and 75.
I went to my senior prom in 1992.
I was gonna ask him how long it took him to graduate high school.
Yeah.
Y'all are
I went to a junior prom and a senior prom, and I was neither one of those. I was never a junior in high school, and I was never a senior in high school, but I went to both proms. There you go.
I graduated in 92.
I graduated in 94, but I never went to any of my proms. I wasn't allowed to because Valerie screwed it up for me.
You always say that, but you did that for yourself, not for me.
Would her dad not let you? No, it'd have been your dad at that time. Would your dad not let you go because she was so bad in her youth?
No, it wasn't about that. She already ruined it for herself. She did that to herself. It wasn't me. It didn't have anything to do with me.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, I think I believe that last statement from Valerie. Yeah. I believe Sally could get into trouble all by herself.
No way.
Right. She didn't need my help. That was for dang sure.
Sally can do that good, I bet. She just looks like the type that can get into trouble, into shenanigans. And Nikki's over there chuckling. Nikki was probably one too. Her poor old daddy, the salt of the earth, and
Valerie's got you
with
all.
a wild dog, with a wild girl like Nikki, would you get down?
That's
I wasn't-
15.
I wasn't wild when I was in high school.
You weren't.
I was daddy's angel.
I know how those angels are.
Yeah. They got horns holding up the halo.
I dated a couple in high school. You'd have thought the way their dad talked, you thought they were as pure as the driven snow.
Yeah,
When I was-
One of them
whenever
told me
they
how-
say that they were the angel, that they are more trouble than you can handle.
Yep.
When I was at court, my dad stood up and talked what a good person I was.
What were you in court for?
I was in court because that the year before that they passed the law of zero tolerance for fighting.
Mm.
And I
Oh,
pushed this girl around a little bit, and yeah, they got me. They called the cops. I had to go to court. I was a good kid. I didn't get in trouble with the law ever. And my senior year, and my senior year, I ended up on work crew and probation.
now see, if
Fighting.
the female coach had taken you to the principal's office and beat your ass with a damn paddle,
Yeah.
you'd have thought different about that, and they wouldn't have spent all the money about going to court and all that kind of crap.
It was total BS. They were trying to make an example out of me, I mean, I'm not saying I was a perfect kid. I used to party and everything else, but I didn't get into trouble. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I partied with people that were older than me, so yeah. I always had older friends, so I wasn't a punk,
There is a line in the first Harry Potter book where the not the groundskeeper, the little skinny guy that's like takes care of the castle. He's taking Harry and Malfoy out to the forest, and he says he remembered the days when they would just hang students up in the dungeon by their thumbs. He says, the screaming was unbearable. God, I miss those days.
Oh my God.
And I always thought, well, that's what they need to do in high school. They need to have. I used to tell our headmaster at the school the boys used to go to. I said, I think you every once, because everything would be going along smooth, and then all of a sudden, it just seemed like it was one issue after another. I said, if you would just kind of wait till the end of the month, end of the week, and just have one good public beating, I said you would, and make sure the little kids are in the front of the line, at the front, so they can have a good view. I said you would eliminate a lot of these problems. He said, I don't know how many people besides you and Mrs. Wilkerson would go along with corporal punishment. I said, take a vote. We're spending $9,000 a year for our kids to go to school here. We expect them to behave, and if they don't,
Make it happen.
If they don't, then you let the paddle start swinging.
Yep, that's right. My daughter, she was telling Kyrie Sue, she was telling her, I'm gonna she was acting up, and I was on the phone with her, and she said, I'm gonna send you to Nana's house. And she goes, okay. And I say, I put her to work. She goes, you probably wouldn't know what to do with her if you had her. Oh, heck no, I'd put her to work. And so she goes, yeah, Mama, I want to go to Nana's house. And so I said, okay. And Tina said, go upstairs and pack your bag. So she went up there and put some clothes in her bag. And yeah, she was ready to go.
She was going to go to you?
Yeah. I want to go to Nana's house.
Mm-hmm.
Come on. don't have you steaming clothes, and before you know it, I'll have you typing, making my listings, and
Mhm.
oh my gosh. Yeah. Man, it got quiet. What happened? Everybody go to sleep?
We were listening.
Oh, excuse me. Big old yawn. I know, taking care of babies. Liz says, I'm sure I was at a Metallica concert in 1992 somewhere. Oh, bless you.
Bless you.
I don't like this computer. It makes me look fat.
Oh my
Bless
gosh.
you.
Good and tight.
92, I was probably decorating proms for the little snot-nosed juniors and seniors.
Oh my, good and tight.
That was the job of a band director, wasn't it?
Yeah,
That was
they
a
always,
job for any teacher in a small town school, I would gather.
yeah.
Oh,
Here, you did such a good job on last year's prom. You can be the manager of it again this year. You sorry suck ass principal.
Frickin'. Mm-hmm.
Here, we'll put Coach Davis and the cheerleading sponsor to help you. Oh my God.
I just do it by myself.
did you have to come up with the theme, or did the kids come up with the themes?
That's about the only thing that the cheerleading sponsor did was actually do the theme. Everything else I did, and Coach showed up. He lifted some heavy things, but that was about it. Coach Davis was about 6'4", 5,000 pounds. He was big around, but he was strong. He could pick up heavy stuff.
Have y'all seen? I can't remember which one of the Medea movies is it, but it's about the one that her niece is getting married, and at the very end you see the wedding, and they've got all like this piano hanging from the ceiling, and they're all the, like a harpist, and all the orchestra is like hanging from the ceiling with wings like they're angels. Anyway, a friend of mine that is a teacher here locally, he got stuck on the prom committee, and all these kids started talking about wanting to do that, and he said that ain't going to happen. He said, first of all, I don't think the roof can support a baby grand piano hanging from it. And he said, we're not having any pianos, people hanging from the rafters, for 4 hours while y'all are dancing. He said, because somebody's going to have to go pee at some point.
Yeah.
And we'll have to let them down and then put them back up. And
It's going to be more trouble than what it's worth.
And I said, seriously, they wanted to try to do that for prom. He said, you ought to hear some of the ideas they come up with.
Bumcrack Picker said, bless you, Mr. Sneezy, Tom.
Thank you.
Julie says 1992. Oh, that reminds me, we were at Epcot last week. I heard a voice in the distance and headed straight for it. Was the band for the night at the festival. Everclear. I was in heaven. So good. That's awesome.
It makes a damn good mixer too when you pour. Everclear.
Everclear. Ugh. I just stick to my cheap wine.
Pour it in. You can pour it into a slushy and degrease an engine with it.
I believe it. I believe it. So what's everybody got going on today? Nikki, what you got going on today? Taking the day off?
I'm gonna list on eBay. Remember?
Your list? Oh, that's right. That's right.
That's such a novel idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't have to go nowhere today, so I'm going to get ready.
What? I've
Nowhere.
never heard you say that.
I know.
Tomorrow I've got to go sit with my dad for a few hours while my mom goes to the dentist and gets her hair did. So I'm not going nowhere today.
It's gonna freaking rain. Tom's not going anywhere. I'm listing on eBay.
I know. What the heck is going on here?
Kayla's freezing over.
That's right.
eBay's crashing down.
I can't say I'm not going anywhere because I gotta go pick my daughter up later. But
Yeah.
other than that, I don't think I'm really doing anything other than listing on eBay. My husband and my daughter are going to Green Bay for the Packer game, so
Oh, cool.
Who are they playing?
I have no clue.
Let's see.
I don't follow football anymore. My niece is going too, and next week I'm taking my niece to Rambo for her birthday because she loves Sylvester Stallone, and so do I. So,
Okay.
so I said, "Oh, my niece goes to Lambo this week and Rambo next week."
Is he going to be coming out in his walker? Because he's got to be 100 years old now.
Should be interesting. I know I won't be watching Rambo for the reason why I used to watch Rambo these days, because he don't have those muscles like he used to.
Well, he's 100 years old. It's like every time the Rolling Stones do a concert, I expect them to come rolling out in their little power chairs and stuff, their walkers to get out on the stage.
There's a defibrillator behind them.
Because Mick must be
890,000 years old.
Yeah.
Mick must be in his 80s.
Oh, it's like, how in the world?
Well, that's like that concert I just went to not too long ago. Who was it? Kathy likes some. Who was it that I just went and saw a couple months ago? Was it Sawyer Brown?
Yeah.
Is that who it was? Yeah.
Yeah.
And that guy, I mean, he was hopping around that damn stage and I mean, they were on Star. That's how they got their start, was Star Search.
Yep.
And we know how old Star Search is, so that guy's
Yeah.
got to be in his 60s.
Oh,
He
yeah.
was hopping around that stage like a little kid,
Mhm.
jumping around.
I'd need a couple of walkers up there, one by the mic, and
To hug around, you'd be better off that way.
there you go. There you go.
You won't break nothing.
Hmm.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Mr. Sadie said he's seen Rambo last night with his sons.
Oh, is it good? Or am I going to waste my money?
Be prepared for some graphic but bloody carnage.
Oh,
Hey,
good.
that'd be the reason I go. I like that stuff.
Yeah.
As long as it's not my blood, I'm good to go.
As long as it's not real. Yeah. I'm all for blood and carnage.
So the Green Bay Packers are playing the Eagles.
Oh, they should win that.
I would think so.
At least they better.
I would hope so anyway. I am not a Green Bay Packers fan, but yeah, they should definitely win. If
I'd
they
be
don't,
if I
it's
was.
going to be a rough year if they don't win. So,
Well, looks like the Panthers have not had a good year so far.
well,
And there was a picture of whatever the head quarterback's name is. You can see I follow football. On the front of the Observer, and he looked like a babushka. He had on a scarf, a kerchief. He looked like he had on a grandma moo.
Back off the moo because I like wearing those now. Those are comfortable.
Well, I wish I'd have known that because I could have bought them for $1.49 when I was in the Bahamas for you.
If you go back, you better. What bunches?
And somebody, of course, the comments in the editorial was, if he needed to get into the real world and either play football or get the hell out of the way because he's not taking it serious to be doing a football, answering questions from sports people dressed like that, which he might identify as an old lady. So I don't know.
Right, why not? I identify as a millionaire, so I mean, come on. We're gonna start doing identifying as somebody. I want to be rich.
You identify as a very wealthy 23-year-old, don't you?
Yes. With a very awesome body, so dang it. We're gonna do it right.
He says, Mom, you're embarrassing me.
Elvis, come here.
He's like, I don't want anything to do with today.
No, Ringo will stand in front of him so he can't get to me.
Oh goodness.
He's very jealous. Very jealous.
I know.
Oh yeah.
You gotta
Come here, Elvis.
here.
That's the way Lugnut and Diesel are. If Diesel tries to come to me, Lugnut pushes him out of the way, or vice versa.
Come here, Elvis. Come here.
You been to the storage buildings?
Come here.
What?
I said, have you been to the storage buildings?
No. I gotta go into the garage today to get the rest of the boxes and go through them and videotape and yeah.
Well, I really was asking Nikki, but that's good. That's okay too. Because back in the old days, Nikki would do the whole show sitting in the van in front of the storage units.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been over there.
Those were the good old days.
Yep.
Is that guy been coming back, Nikki?
Oh, the guy that was living in there?
Yeah.
No.
Ah.
I haven't seen him anyways.
Probably moved to a storage unit in Florida for the winter.
I would. I don't blame him a bit for that. Man.
Okay, I know there's people that are really needing the money, and I think there's a lot of them that don't need the money, that are just doing it for a hustle. But I was pulled up to a stoplight, and this guy he was working the median between the lanes. He literally walked over to my car and was looking in the window going, "Sir, do you have some money? Do you have a little bit of change that I can have to get some food?" And I was like, "Back away from the car."
Yeah.
And no, I do not. I mean, they're getting brazen about that. They're lucky somebody didn't stick a daggum 9mm in his face and say, "You better get the hell away from my car."
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they're getting too pushy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when it gets cold here, it's supposed to be kind of chilly this weekend. It's supposed to be like 50s this weekend.
Wow.
They'll start disappearing because it'll be too cold for them. What? Nothing from Nikki saying 50s? Chilly?
Yeah, that ain't chilly.
I haven't even put on my tennis shoes. I'm still wearing my flip-flops at 50s.
Oh, Jesus. I've actually had to wear long pants this year so far.
Oh goodness, you?
Yeah.
Well, Kathy, that's what happens when you start getting older. You can't take the cold like you used to could.
Look, I keep
When she was 16, When she was 16, she could run out to the car to meet Gary in nothing but her bikini flip-flops, you know.
Yeah, right. It's 59 here right now.
Wow.
Something outside just exploded. I mean, the whole house shook.
What?
Hear the dogs barking? Something outside
Yeah.
just went kaboom, shook the
Oh,
whole
no.
house.
Well, you still got power, so it would that means that it wasn't squirrel in one of the transformers.
No, it was. You could tell it was a ways off, and then it kept echoing. You know, it's a big boom when it does that.
Wow.
Are you sure it's not one of your oil wells out in the backyard blown up?
He struck gold.
We're only about 30 miles from SpaceX where they test those rockets.
Oh.
It could have been from there. But my wife's high school is only like 2 miles away from that plant, and when they fire off a rocket, they have to stop class.
Oh wow.
Till the test is over.
Huh.
Because it gets so loud, or because they're wanting to make sure they can evacuate everybody if they have to?
No, because it's so loud. It's just like a 2-minute roar.
Dang. Well, it gets loud because when Roberta and I went to watch the shuttle lift off, we were quite a ways from the actual pad, and it was still really loud. So it makes a lot of noise. Hope everything's okay. I hope nobody got hurt. Because I take it the boom is not a normal thing. What are you laughing about, Kathy?
Bum cracks.
What is he saying?
He said, Todd, I wonder if it's the knowledge bomb from Zahir. Bum crack silly.
Oh, well, let's see here.
Ear is killing me today.
You got an infection?
It's been hurting. I think it's just sinus pressure, but it's the same ear all the time. It's that left ear over here, but
Sally always did those ear candles. Have you ever done those?
yeah, I gotta go get some. I need to see if I can't get it to. I've been putting peroxide in it some and laying down and see if I can't get it to go away.
Yeah.
You in an old Southern wives' tale voodoo medicine for that? Pee in a cup and pour it in your ear.
No.
No.
There's some things I'll do, and that is not one of them.
It's sterile.
My mom, I used to have really bad earaches, and my mom would warm up olive oil, put olive oil in my ear, and then she would give me a shot of brandy.
I can do a shot of brandy, so.
Yep, she would give me a shot of brandy.
I'll take that.
That's where I got my thing of brandy. I don't like brandy at all, but yeah, I don't know why.
I think you might like Brandy, but Brandy doesn't like you back.
I think you're right. I think you are exactly right. Brandy hates me.
This just pinged on my phone over in the Reseller Society. A question was asked: how many active listings do you have to? How many active listings do you have to have in order to get sales every day? Now, if anybody knew the answer to that,
yeah, exactly.
They would be making a course, and that course would only have one lesson in it, and that would be the answer to that question right there.
I agree. That is the question of the century. Definitely.
I think you have to have just such a wide variety of.
I think that's a big deal. I think that you have to have a variety of everything. Yeah, I think you have to sell everything. All, the weird stuff, the high price stuff, the low price stuff, just a variety of every kind of thing. Um, to pull in and keep people looking at your stuff. And I think, a lot of people will do like, and I'm not capping on anybody how they do their business or whatever, but a lot of people do different stores for, different categories and stuff. And I for me, I think that would hurt my sales. I think it's good to have just that variety of everything in one place. It's kind of like going to Walmart and getting enemas, and you have to go over to Walgreens to get the suppositories. That is a horrible analogy, but I'm just saying, right?
Go ahead.
Nobody commented or nobody said anything, so I'm like,
I thought
okay,
somebody
did
called.
everybody just leave or what?
I was reading what Philip was writing. I mean, I agree with you as far as like the having the variety, because I think if you have a variety of items in there, you're going to touch about just about every buyer that's out there looking for something.
Exactly.
It depends on your pricing too, because some people will be way overpriced and some people will be, you're competing with a lot lower prices. Like Philip said, if you had dollar iPhones in there, then you'd get sales every day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard to compete with the lower, like the Chinese people and, the people that do 99-cent freaking crap with free shipping. It doesn't make it easy for you, but I agree.
Right.
You have to have that variety because I think it really helps, and then eBay needs to stop messing with crap, but
Yeah.
we just
And I think, and me as a buyer, as somebody that purchases on eBay, I'm pretty keen, and it may be just because I'm a seller too, but I'm pretty keen on, if I'm looking for something, I'm looking for, usually it's something that I want in a couple of days. I want it at least in a week. And I know if I buy overseas, if I'm looking for people that are local, that are, in the United States, that I'm going to get it in that time frame. Because I will tell you, there's people that sell from China and they say that your item's going to be there in 5 days and it takes a month to get to you. That's wrong.
yeah.
That should not be allowed. That irritates the crap out of me.
Well, and they've learned, I've seen too, where they've learned they can have the same listing up multiple different times and it's just changing a few words.
Mm-hmm.
Like it'll be the same thing, and it is the same person, same stinking listing, but it's just they change the wording and the title up, and they'll have their 4 or 5,000 listings, and it'll be just one damn item. It's like, how the hell do y'all do that?
Right.
And you just have to look at it. But I mean, I think you just have to look at your price points, and then you have to look at what do you have in your store. Some people can do one thing, like just all makeup and do good at it, but they have a variety of makeup.
Right.
They're hitting different people, but it's
Well,
hard.
this whole this whole thing right now, they're about. Okay, we're going to just skirt the political part of it, but the president and the International Postal Service deal.
Mm-hmm.
I got these from China. I got a pair of these revolver earrings for 99 cents shipped from China. I can't ship these for 99 cents in the United States.
Right.
Right.
I mean, that's BS. And it takes the same amount of, once it actually hits our postal service, it takes the same amount of time or same amount of effort for our people to sort and to deliver as it does for something that we ship. We have to ship for, well, if you worried about tracking, for like 322.
Mm-hmm.
Amen, brother.
That's
Preach
just
on.
that's a bum deal there.
Preach on. Preach on. That's exactly right.
I mean, that's my thoughts.
Tom doesn't say a lot of the correct things very often, but that little nugget of wisdom right there, yep, I am in total agreement.
Yeah.
Hank says they're gonna look great on you, Tom.
Well, I'm either going to see if I can sell them, or I'm going to give them to this girl that's part of my family that is all about carrying a Glock with her every place.
Well, she would love that. Yep. I just give them away.
I understand politicians are going to mess with taxes and mess with import duties and stuff, but they should not be allowed to give a shipping discount to a country.
No.
Nope. I agree.
That's just not right.
Yeah.
But eBay should also not allow these people, like, I bought something and it was supposed to have been shipped from Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And it was supposed to be here within like 3 days. In about 2 weeks, I wanted to cancel the order, and because I hadn't gotten the item, and the people were like, "Well, it says that it's coming from China." Nowhere in that listing could I find this. Could I find that it says that it was coming from China? It
Right.
said it was shipped from Florida, is what it said. Up in the little box up in the corner
Yeah.
of the main screen, it says
Yep.
shipping from Florida, like it says shipping from Charlotte, North Carolina for me.
Yep.
I've seen that happen.
So I ended up canceling it because by that time I didn't need it anymore.
Right.
And so when I got it, I took it to the post office and said, I want to return this to sender. And then she said, we can't do return to sender on this. And she said, you'll have to pay for it. And how much is it going to cost me to ship it back? $4 and some cents.
Do I get a shipping discount because I'm sending it back?
Right.
No, I contacted eBay about finding out what they said. Then they said, have you talked to the seller yet? I said, no, I wanted to know what you say I have to do before I talk to the seller. And they said, we can tell them to send you a shipping label, but I'm going to tell you, they're going to say, just keep it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they
A lot
did.
of times the shipping labels don't come out right. We've had that happen. And it gets shipped right back to us because whatever shipping label they send you, it don't even go nowhere.
Right. So I contacted them. I said, I'm not keeping this. It did not arrive when it was supposed to. eBay says that you need to send me a shipping label. And they said, just keep it. Which sounds a lot like Amazon. Out of the last dozen packages that we've got, Roberta has gotten 3 free items because it was not the right item. I mean, it was like she ordered some socks and we got handkerchiefs, that kind of stuff. I mean, or there's a certain feminine product that she likes, and they had a good price on them on there. She ordered them. She got like, I don't know. What did she get? Oh, she got like a table runner. And I said, baby, I said, I think that's extra long, don't you? And she said, shut up. She contacted Amazon and they said, we're going to refund your money. And she said, are you going to send me a label? Or he said, we'll send you out the correct item. And she said, are you going to give me an item, a label to return this with? And he said, no, just keep it.
Huh.
Which is good because if it was sold through a third party seller, they got paid, anyway. But
Yep.
they just opened up. They're going to be hiring 1,200 people in the Charlotte area
Wow.
because they're opening up 2 more sorting and distribution centers.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Ugh. Those
so the
things
next
are
time
just-
Roberta sends you out for female products, are you going to come home with table runners?
Oh, I know exactly what she wants, and by God, I'll bring it.
Yeah.
And which brings it to a different conversation, but on the same line. Back when I did merchandising,
Uh-huh.
I would have to go in and I would have to, like, they would pull a couple of product lines from the feminine hygiene department. And I'm like, I was standing there trying to, first time I ever dealt with this on this level, I was like, why is there so many different varieties of this stuff? And the store manager said, he said, because they got 8 feet of shelving they've got to fill out here. I mean,
Oh my gosh.
these have wings. Does that make them aerodynamic? So when they run faster?
Oh man. Oh man. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
Tom jumped down that hole both feet.
Man, you better
I'm
try it.
serious,
This
people.
is he says, I'm not even gonna be home if my wife needs a tail runner.
No.
I'm
Tom
going
does not
fishing.
even.
I'm gonna take my boat and go fishing.
Tom does not even see the punji sticks in that pit.
Oh,
Lord.
I'm serious. If you want to see what kind of products are on the shelf, do some merchandising for a little bit. Because you'll figure, why in the hell do they make such things?
Yeah.
When I did some part-time work for Staples, we'd get new products in, and we literally had a bucket, and you'd put your name on a piece of paper and you'd throw $1 in it, and whoever picked how long it would be before that product went on clearance won the bucket.
Oh.
Because we would get stuff into that store and we're like, I'll give it 3 weeks and it'll be on clearance.
Wow.
I mean, sometimes it was a week because the product just would not sell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went to Dollar General yesterday and they had all this stuff sitting out the front door and totes. I looked through some of that. It was just, every bit of it was just crap.
Oh, they had a lot of crap.
There wasn't
No.
anything that I could pull out and resell. It was just junk.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Somebody I subscribed to, they did a video yesterday. I guess it was yesterday. About all the stuff that they got at the Dollar General or either the Dollar Tree, one of the two. I think it was Dollar Tree. All these food items and stuff like that they got out of the dumpster. I'm kind of iffy on getting food out of the dumpster.
Well,
But I
I mean,
Me
if it's
too, but if it's completely sealed
and
and
it doesn't need to be refrigerated,
yeah,
you know,
that's,
then hey, why not?
I mean, it's dumped at least twice a week. So if it's in there, then it can't be too old in there. You know what I mean? But just
Right.
what has had access to it.
Yeah.
That's the main scary part.
Yep.
Hell, all our because I've ridden around the back of these shopping centers and stuff like that to look at dumpsters, and man, you think it was Fort Knox back there. They've got them all locked up, and they got damn cages around them that's got locks on them, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess it's because we're in the big city. They don't want.
Yeah, they don't
Yeah.
have them like that here.
Well, they might not want. They might not want homeless people making homes behind the dumpsters
True.
inside the cages too. But
And the dumpster themselves.
yeah,
I went to Dollar General the other day to get some boxes, and I asked the lady. I'd never gotten any boxes from there before, and so I asked the lady, and I said, I know they've got these carts out in the back, and they're kind of they're pretty high carts, so you can't really put your arm in there to get boxes or whatever. And I said, I need a few boxes. And she goes, well, let's see. I got some back here. I said, well, I was going to get some outside, but I didn't want to, I didn't know if that was okay or whatever. And she said, I don't care if you do it, just don't make a mess. And I said, I would never, I would always clean up after myself if I did that. I would never make a mess. She said, that's fine. She said, if you need a box and there's something in there that you need, I don't have a problem with you going in there, but just don't make a mess. So
Now, see, my Dollar Tree is like that. They're like, yeah, go ahead. You don't make a mess. You're fine. But when I went to Dollar General one time, this lady had a whole cart full of these perfect size boxes for what I was selling at the time.
mm-hmm.
And I was like, could I take those boxes from you? And she's like, oh, sure. Then I don't have to break them down, And I said, thanks, and I had about, I don't know, 5 or 6 boxes, I suppose. And the manager came by and she goes, you can take them now, but don't ever do that again.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You're not allowed to take the box.
Some places like Family Dollar, Staples, they recycle their boxes and they get paid for, they get some recycling credit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe Dollar General's that way too, but
Home Depot did that. They didn't care if I carried out a few boxes to use, but they didn't want me just taking piles of them.
Yeah.
Because
I
they
even
palletized them and shipped them in for a few dollars.
Yeah.
I even take them from Walmart. Walmart, when the workers are out there and they're unloading boxes and emptying boxes, and I see some, I'll be like, hey, can I have them boxes? Yeah, sure, no problem. And they sell cardboard boxes,
Yeah.
but they let me take them.
Well, that's what the manager at Staples, because people would want to come in and get the paper boxes, which are ideal size, And our manager would say, no, we sell boxes.
Yeah.
And we cannot get, now if we wanted to take some, we could.
Yeah.
But we did not give them to the customers because we sell boxes.
Yeah.
Sally, did you get your suitcases all boxed up and shipped off and all that?
She's muted.
She's hanging out in the background though, and maybe she'll hear me. Apparently she hasn't though. Anyway.
Sorry I was MIA for a minute. My husband's getting ready to go, and men, when they're trying to do something.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, yes, we're about
to need everybody. They need everybody involved.
Exactly.
Where's my boots? Where's my
All
socks?
hands on deck. Where's my underwear? Where's this? Where's my shirt? Where's my Green Bay Packer jersey? Where's this? Where's God?
I guess that's one of the things that being a bachelor for so long before I got married. I'm not like that. I just want people to get the hell out of my way and let me do what I got to do. I don't need everybody involved in what I'm doing.
Well, Gary's pretty good about like washing his clothes and stuff like, especially now with my hands the way they are. And I've spoiled him over the years, but he's pretty good about, cooking, fending for himself if he needs to or whatever. I have to say for most husbands, he is very good at doing stuff on his own, but
it's good.
If I'm around and able, boy, he's got me up trying to figure shit out.
My best friend went from his mother's house to his wife's house. I mean, they were young. They were in their, right out of college. So he had to do any of that kind of stuff. He didn't have to do anything for himself because his mom waited on him. And Sandy did for a little while. And then she's like, okay, this shit's got to stop. It's time for you to be a big boy.
Yep.
When she got pregnant and we were talking about feeding, and I said, yeah, I can't wait to see Chris after about 5 months of getting up at 3 o'clock in the morning and feeding. And he's like, he looked at me and he said, "You mean they don't sleep all night?" Buddy, I don't even have any babies that small. And I know that babies don't sleep all night. They have to be fed like every 3 hours.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
He was he
Yeah.
was just surprised as hell about that.
When we went to Iowa in June, Brandy was getting herself ready for packing and stuff, and she goes, "Mommy, I don't know how you did this all them years. Get all 4 of us packed and ready to go for camping and trips and everything." She goes, "I just have me to worry about. And my little 4-pound dog." She goes, "I don't know how you did it all those years." I says, "Well, I just did it. I mean,
You
it was
just
you just
just
know what
do
to do. Yeah, you just do it." She goes, "How did you figure everything out? How did you get it all done? Get all the laundry, because I go and I wash all the laundry and pack it all and everything. They didn't have to do a damn thing. All they had to do was wear the shit."
Yeah. Wear it and wear the stuff and show up.
Yep.
Have a
Had
great
all their
day,
toiletries, everything.
thrifty picker. Yeah, you just
Hey,
do
you
it.
just do it.
Figure it out. You know. You might.
That was like one of my knee surgeries. Now Christmas is my thing. I always excelled at Christmas. Anyways, this was back when we bought for everybody and their brother. And I had just had knee surgery and I was in a lot of pain, and I told Gary, I said, "I can't go finish. You gotta finish." I said, but I gave him a detailed list of everything he needed for the food and everything. He called me from Walmart. He goes, "Dear, I don't know how you've done this all these years, but I can't. You have to drive one of those carts around. I need your help.
Oh my gosh.
I'm coming back to pick you up." Like, all right.
There is a comedian, and she does lectures, like corporate lectures and that kind of stuff. And she's like 6'4", older lady, got gray hair, and she tells these little stories about her life and stuff like that. And she's talking about that she was traveling a lot, and she happened to come home, and one of their friends was sick, and she said she always made these little 7 pound cakes and kept them in the freezer. So if somebody got sick, which is a Southern thing, you could take one out, let it thaw out, put it on a plate, and take it to them. So she was out, and she had to make some, and she was supposed to leave to go out of town. So she sent her husband with a shopping list, and she had labeled it 1 pound of butter, 2 bottles of 7-Up.
Oh no.
3. So the joke is he gets to the grocery store and he comes in, he's just mad because he's got bags and bags of stuff because he thought it was 1 pound of butter.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
2 bottles of 7-Up. Only the 7-Up was like 8. So he came in with like 8 6-packs of 7-Up.
Oh my gosh.
And he said, "Before you say anything, as I was getting in the car to come home, I realized what I had done." Now we have this great little app on our phone. It's called Cozy. I've talked about it before, I believe.
Cozy.
And Cozy, COZI, and all everybody in our family, our immediate family, has it, and it has a calendar. So when I put Roberta's doctor's appointments, or she puts doctor's appointments on it, it populates through everybody's phones. If somebody's got something going on in school, or they put it in there, everybody knows about it.
Huh.
Well, it's got a grocery list. And so if Roberta's sitting at work and she thinks, well, I'd like to have some tapioca pudding, she can put tapioca pudding in it, and it populates to everybody's phone on the grocery list.
Cool.
And it is cool, and it's free. They have a paid version, but the paid version really not worth it.
Yeah.
Um, so if somebody says, well, I told you to get such and such at the grocery store. I thought I told you to get such and such. I'm like, it wasn't on the list. Because I shop from the list and then whatever I know that we're out of.
Right.
Somebody better not use the last roll of toilet paper. And then I get home and they say, did you get toilet paper? It wasn't on the freaking list. So you better go get you some leaves.
Oh my gosh.
But if anybody's got, especially if they got
Table
teenagers, if they got teenagers, y'all in your
Spoiling
family,
money.
you need to get that app.
Our Samsungs do that. We can on our calendar we can put it on the family thing and because it's color coded. You can either put it as a family event or a reminder or just your personal reminder.
We might could do it with ours too, but I don't. I just happened to stumble across this little app and I thought, hey, this is cool. We've been using it now for about 2 years.
That's awesome now.
I mean, with Roberta and her doctor's appointments, when they'll call and say, especially when her blood work was going up and down, they'd say, hey, we needed you to come back in here next week and let's pull some more to see if it's stabilized. Then when she's at work, she would put it on there and then I'd get a message on my phone that the calendar had been updated and with what the deal is. So it's a pretty groovy little program.
How in the hell did we live so many years without apps? I don't know.
I have no idea.
Honest to God. I don't know how we lived so long without cell phones.
I don't know. I really don't know how we did it.
I mean, because I'm from the generation. I mean, I remember without cell phones. I don't know how the hell we did it.
Well, what gets me is that people in business, they would say, I'm so glad when I have to go out because I can get away from the telephone.
Mm-hmm.
And now you got a telephone on your hip.
Yeah.
But you know what? It also is a pain in the butt because I can be going somewhere with my kids and my wife, and I'll turn and look, and they're all clicking on their telephones. They're they're looking at something or reading something, or they got their earphones in. They're probably listening to a YouTube video. So I just reach over to there and I hit Sirius 52, boom, which is Bluegrass Channel. It just piss them off. I get over on the Bluegrass Channel and just let the banjos pick.
There you go.
You're not paying attention. You're not talking to me.
I love that channel on Sirius.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, I love the Elvis channel too.
Oh, is there an Elvis channel?
There is an Elvis channel. I don't know what it is, but there is an Elvis channel. Usually at 5 o'clock, usually every day. It's either 4 or 5 o'clock. They do it's like a little show, like an hour show, and they talk about Elvis, certain aspects of Elvis or whatever. And I used to love that. I think it was at 5 o'clock.
Did you ever see him in concert?
Who?
She ain't old enough.
No. I was about
She ain't even close to old enough.
I don't know what you're talking about.
He died in 78.
No, he didn't. He died in 76. 76 or 77?
77, because 76 I graduated from high school.
77 he
She was
died.
8.
And it was, right around there.
Well, that doesn't mean anything.
Well, no, I never went to a concert of his. I would, and the thing is I don't think I would have appreciated. I mean, I liked Elvis when I was young, but it took me, I would say it was probably 40 when I was like really getting into, being a fan of his. I didn't appreciate him as much. So I don't know.
Well, most 8-year-olds don't appreciate music like
I didn't know.
But but I knew who he was, when he died, I I cried. Um, my mom always listened to him, so I'm sure that's where I got, the love of him. But
Hmm.
no, I'd never been to a concert. I had never been to a concert until I was about, I would say, I was probably about 15, 14 or 15 was my first concert, music concert.
My mom said she cried for a week when Elvis died.
Yeah,
She's a huge Elvis fan.
I
I
remember.
always thought that was a bunch of hooey the way these women act in these shows. But my sister, my ex-wife's sister, went and saw him in concert in Charlotte, and she says, "I have never been so embarrassed about myself in my life." And I said, "What?" She said he got out there and he started singing, and he started singing those romantic ballads. And she said, and I just started shaking and I started crying, and I'm like, "I love you, Elvis." And I said, "Kathy, really?" She said, "Yeah." She said, "I don't know what." She said, "It was like voodoo came over me. I just started shaking." And
Yeah.
because everybody around her was crying and carrying on about him.
Yep. Yep. Um, I do know that Thelma Thrift, her father took, I think it was her and her family to, I think she said they went to two concerts,
Hmm.
of Elvis's concerts. And, yeah, she was, yeah.
A friend of my mom's is a real big Elvis fan. I mean, she traveled. She and her sister and a couple of other girls, other ladies, they would travel all over the South. If he was singing in Charlotte this week
Hmm.
or tonight, and he was singing in Charlotte on Friday night, and he was going to be singing in Atlanta on Saturday night. Saturday night, they had tickets, and they were on their way to Atlanta to the
Huh.
concert. But she'd never been to Memphis until probably about 5 or 6 years ago.
Wow.
And she said she went to Memphis, and she said, first of all, it is not in the best area of town
Yeah.
No,
where Graceland is at. She
no.
said, but it was real nice out there. She said it was real nice, and they went early because they said that if you go real early in the morning before the tours start, they let you go to the grave site.
Hmm.
And she said they went over to the grave site, and there was like a couple other people there, and it was real nice. And then later on, they had tickets to see Graceland and all that kind of stuff. And she said then it was a totally madhouse.
Well,
Yeah, Graceland is in the middle of the ghetto.
yeah.
That's what she
The
said.
ghetto surrounds Graceland. The first time I went to Memphis, you coming over the bridge and you see it, you see the city and everything. It's just breathtaking, right? And I went around the corner on the highway and nothing but shit everywhere. Just
Yeah.
piles of crap everywhere. I couldn't believe it.
It's,
And Memphis was so disappointing. My mother always wanted to go see Graceland, and I think she would have been totally disappointed if she ever would.
it's bad, yeah. It's
You know,
not getting
when
better.
when me and Mike went there though, I don't remember seeing, and we didn't venture out or anything like that. Basically, you know, we were coming from Nashville, we got into Memphis, and we were just like a beeline for
Yeah.
Graceland. I mean, we didn't go any other place.
Well, you were
Um,
looking through rose-colored glasses, I'm sure.
but I didn't really see any, like, I mean, it looked like a fairly clean city to me. Where
Mm.
of course, I was on the highway or whatever, but I mean,
It's
it
done a different
looked,
way.
it didn't it
I
didn't
was a
look it didn't
I
look
was a
bad.
truck driver. I was on the highway too, and all I saw was a bunch of shit.
Well, Nikki, because Nikki came from the bridge where you came from I-40. I-40, you went down to
Yeah,
the Germantown area, so it's
yeah.
not as bad. Where she came over the bridge, and that's downtown area.
Okay.
And there's a lot of buildings that have been abandoned, and they have not done anything with, and it's got graffiti, and it's really nasty. They
Mhm.
are starting to try to clean up a lot of that area down there, but Graceland area, it's not improved. It's only gotten worse down there. The neighborhood is just going downhill.
Yeah.
They did put that really nice hotel next to it. It does.
Hmm.
It's beautiful, but everything else around it is just nasty. It's horrible. they
Yeah.
needed to do more with it down there. So.
Yeah, I was really surprised. I mean, even looking at the area, you know, the like the neighborhood that it's in. I mean, you know, it's kind of weird that they would put a big mansion in the middle of, and I'm sure a lot of those homes were built around that after the fact, but still such a residential neighborhood, you know, and so close to the to the property, you know, is just
Oh, it
amazing.
used to be beautiful down there. Whenever he first moved down, did the whole area down there, it was a gorgeous. I mean, it was a gorgeous neighborhood. All those older houses were just beautiful, but it just became, that's where the ghetto just became. It used to be Whitehaven is what they call
Right.
it. And it
Uh-huh.
used to be where all the richy uppity people lived at. Well, they moved from there, and then it just became more crime ridden as it got, in the day now.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
just now considered a lower income kind of place to live.
Yeah.
But it used to be back in the day, it was just gorgeous. I mean,
Huh.
you couldn't tell that it wasn't what it is now.
Right.
Because that
Right.
used, like I said, it used to be the snooty tooty people that used to live there. And he has a house that's right down from that pink house where he had filmed that one show he has. It's down actually in Mississippi, down the street about 10 miles down from there, Marcel.
Yeah, it's 304.
Yeah, and they end up, some guy has it now, and he's just let it go into crap. I mean,
Huh.
It used to be beautiful.
it used to be. They used to keep the whole area everything mowed. They have horses and cows in there, but they let everything grow up. They don't keep up with the building no more. I mean,
Oh.
I would love to have bought that place and just
Yeah.
live there because it was just gorgeous. But yeah, it's not like it used to be. It's changed a lot, and it's crime ridden. It's gangs. It's the mayor that used to be here, Harrington. He wasn't nothing but a crooked politician anyway. None of the politicians in Memphis really do anything for that area anymore because they're just too busy pocket. That's all they care about, money in their
Yeah.
pocket.
And they pretty much gave up on it, I'm sure,
They have, and there's some that are trying. There's some developers that are coming in. Like I said, they're buying some of the buildings, restoring them, the older buildings, and making apartment buildings, and trying to get it more classy. But if you can't afford to live in it, you're not going to have occupants in it. And it's just
Right. That's true.
Yeah.
ain't much. You can-
Valerie, have you heard of Adam the Woo?
Adam the Woo. No.
Okay, that he's got a YouTube channel.
Uh-huh.
Not now, but tonight when you call in it quits for the night and you're going to sit down and relax, go to Adam the Woo and then type Elvis. He's got 3 or 4 different videos about Elvis. So he's got one at Graceland. He's got and then he's got a few where he the different places that Elvis had lived during the year
Okay.
of his life.
That's good to know.
But Adam the Woo's his shtick is if he's going from here to California, he doesn't take the interstates, he takes back roads. And so he finds all these little off the road, like stores and things like that. And different little historical sites that are historical, but not really, importance to the whole country. But he stops at some of these like little country stores. And as a reseller, you're looking at stuff and they're going, man, this guy's got to be sitting on $50,000 worth of, signage and stuff like that. So it's real interesting.
Wow.
It is a rabbit hole. It is a rabbit hole. You start down that rabbit hole, it might be 3:00 in the morning before you realize what time it is.
Okay. Well.
So, but he's got some good stuff on Ebbs.
Yeah, you'll see a bunch of the different areas you wouldn't normally think to see around here that nobody knows you about.
It's like, is it in Alabama? They've got like a big statue. I think it's Alabama. I can't remember what the statue was about. It just kind of like, why do they have the statue in the middle of Alabama? I think it's like Greek or something like that. Or now in Memphis, they have the Greek god in It's like a big museum, and it's got a statue of Hera or Zeus or somebody in it. Hang on a minute.
Because if it does, I ain't never been there. I stay in my house. I don't try to leave the house that often.
Well, you don't go. How far are you from Memphis anyway?
I'm 5 minutes away from Memphis. I used to work in Memphis. But they have all kinds of museums everywhere.
You have to say though, Truckee Terminal wasn't too far from Graceland,
What
Huh?
was
and they had the chicken.
the what?
What?
You
are glitchy.
Oh, am I still glitchy?
Yeah.
Oh, she bounced off.
Adam was saying that his first concert was Journey at the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Radio station tickets. I think I was 17. A little tidbit about Journey, the lead singer Steve Perry, he's actually from my neck of the woods in California, and he actually started his group sang a lot in my hometown in the 50s and the 60s. So I think him and his family are from Lemoore, I think.
When Roberta lived in Fort Lauderdale, her next door neighbor was the mother of one of the people from Poison.
Mm-hmm.
So she got to see, I mean, because they would come to visit, and her mom would invite her over, because she'd fix mom was going to cook dinner for the boys.
Mm-hmm.
And so Roberta was a big Poison fan anyway. But she said those were the nicest guys.
Yep.
When they came over. Nothing like their persona on stage.
No, I'm sure not.
But the lady she'd say, Roberta, I want to go to the movie. And Roberta said, okay, what do you want to go see? And she said, you pick one. And Roberta would pick a movie she'd want. And then the lady would say, well, let's get some big bucket of popcorn and get some sodas. And then about as soon as the credits would end and the movie would start, the lady would go to sleep, and she would sleep through the whole movie. And Roberta would just sit there and watch the movie and eat her popcorn and drink her drink. As soon as the movie, the ending credits would start, she would wake up, and she was fine. She said, "I'm sorry, I kind of dozed off."
Maybe she just needed to go there to sleep well.
Well, Roberta was renting a condo. She was renting a condo in a retirement community. And so Roberta said she just thinks that the lady she just wanted to go someplace, and she wanted somebody to go with her.
Oh, probably so.
But
makes sense.
So Roberta's she's a big hair band person. There's 2 channels locked in on our Sirius XM that's hair band music, because Roberta likes
hair bands.
Yep.
Can you hear me now?
That's the reason we're having a global warming, is because of that damn hairspray they destroyed.
That's right. That's right.
One of the guys from one of the hair bands he's quoted about saying that he and somebody else from another band, they just single-handedly destroyed the ozone with their hair.
I was part of it. Yeah. I had all the big bangs that sit up to here.
Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All that Aquanet.
Aquanet.
Yep.
That was some good.
My mother-in-law worked in a thread mill when she was, her whole life she was there. But when she was young, Roberta said every morning her mother would get up and she would roll during the night, before she went to bed, she'd roll her hair, and the next morning she'd get up and she'd take it out the rollers, and then she said she'd sit there and teasing it up, and she'd get it all put in place and hose it down with the Aquanet.
Yep. And then you do a couple of extra sprays just for good measure.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyways, what I was saying earlier was, Graceland's in a shithole, but our terminal when I was trucking was not too far from Graceland. And man, did they have the best fried chicken. There was this place down there. I don't remember what it was called. I thought it was Grandma something, but I can't remember. Anyways, they had the best fried chicken I ever tasted. Remember?
Didn't we have this conversation last night? Weren't you eating chicken last
They
night?
have Dodge's
I
chicken
was.
here that everybody loves.
I was eating chicken last night. I was in the hood eting chicken.
Yeah, and we talked
Yeah.
about that way earlier.
Listen,
You gotta go to the hood to get good chicken. No offense, but
That's not right here too, though.
I don't
I'm
mean
sorry.
that as a
That's
racist comment or anything else, but it's true.
Oh my
the
gosh.
Parthenon. The Parthenon. That's the thing I said with the Roman god in it. That's over in Nashville.
Now
Mhm.
chicken, dang it, Nikki.
I know last night at
Apparently
11
rich
o'clock,
people
Nikki's
don't.
talking about eating chicken over the hood, watching people. And I'm thinking to myself,
Gosh.
God, everything around here is closed with
I
fried
thought
chicken.
she said she was on the hood, not in the hood. I couldn't
In my mind, I could see her. In my mind, I could see her sitting in this parking lot of this gas station or this, sitting up on the hood of it, eating her chicken with her soda beside it, watching people go by. And I'm thinking, God, what are you doing over the hood at this time of night?
We're going to Dodge's to get some fried chicken now. Thanks, Nikki.
Well, I was sitting in my car eating my chicken.
She was in the truck, in the hood, eating her
Yeah.
chicken.
I thought she was on the hood. I'm like going, why
That's what I thought she was. Wait,
Oh my gosh.
you know, get me some fried chicken and some JoJo's from Dodge's.
There you go.
what are JoJo's?
Potato logs.
Potato wedges.
Oh, okay.
Potato big ones though. They're not like little bitty ones. They're huge.
Yep.
Do you not know what a JoJo is?
We grew up calling them mojos.
Yeah, we call them JoJo.
Yeah.
But yeah, the potato wedges. I came here and said, "Do you have any mojos?" And they're like, "What?
Mm-hmm.
What? I don't know what that is." And I said, "They're potatoes," and they're like wedges. And oh, potato
Wedges.
wedges. Oh yeah, we got those. Yeah.
We call them
Okay.
JoJo's.
Yeah, that's what we call 'em. With mustard, yep, I'm good.
That was like, I'm not a big donut fan anymore, but I used to love cream-filled long johns. And it was custard, not frosting. And long johns are the long donuts with chocolate on top, and they got
Right.
custard in the middle. Well, anyways, when I was truck driving, I was over on the East Coast, and I went to a Dunkin' Donuts, and I'm like, "Can I get a long john, cream-filled long john?" And they're like, "What's a long john?" And I was like, "Oh, it's this long donut with cream in the middle. It's got chocolate frosting on top, and I think it's custard in the middle." And she's like, "Oh, you mean an eclair?" I said, "No, I don't want an eclair." Well, apparently over on the East Coast, an eclair is different than here. Long John is an eclair in the East Coast. And well, I said, "Well, we have Long Johns and eclairs." And but anyways, yeah, it's different when you go different places.
Yeah, my X-rated mind just started going wild. And
Right?
I was like, yeah, I need to leave this conversation now.
You women folk
Going,
get
it's
it
going,
real fast.
That is staying at their boy toys.
And like Adam said, long johns are long underwear. Yeah, we call them too. Long johns.
Oh my
Fried
gosh.
gizzards. Oh my god, yes, Ansley. Oh, I love some fried gizzards.
Mm.
Okay, now I'm hungry. I gotta get something to eat.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah,
wrap it up here.
Adam, we discussed that earlier.
We've been on quite a while, so I hope everybody has a great day. Get lots of listings up and lots of sales, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
guys.
Bye.